Welcome to Laricy Live. You want to know what's happening in the real estate market? Then this show is for you. I'm your host, Matt Laricy. Okay, the market is hot, which means multiple bids are back. But how do you win a multiple bid? It's a big thing people want to know. How do I win? Now, our market is nowhere near as hot as most of the country, which has nothing but multiple bids, where they're getting 50, 60, I've even heard of 100 offers on a property. We're nowhere near there. The high-rise market is still dead as a doornail, but the small and boutique buildings under 750 are crushing it. And for everybody out there that doesn't know what a multiple bid is, a multiple bid means that there is more than one person offering on a property, and there begins the multiple bid. And a multiple bid is usually like a blind bid, meaning that you just have to go in, give your highest and best, and see if you win. So what we're going to try to do today is answer some questions of, what to do in multiple bid situations. So are you seeing an increase in multiple bids? Yes, we are. They're huge. They're kind of the norm. Under 500 for sure, and 2 to 12 unit buildings. High rises, no, not at all. Luxury high rises, nope. Luxury houses, I'm seeing those too. Can you provide any statistics on how on multiple bids right now? I can't. There's no Chicago statistics. I've read that like 35% of homes in the country are multiple bids right now, but I don't know if that's true. I don't work those markets. In our market, the downtown Chicago market, I could just say that we are starting to see them again, and it is a great feeling because we have not seen this. I'm telling you guys, 8 weeks ago, people told me the world was going to end. Now we're seeing multiple bids. Kind of crazy. Can you provide which properties are getting these scenarios which aren't? Just said it. Little buildings are, high rises are not. Are there specific neighborhoods where you should always expect multiple bids right now? Honestly, January to May is the hottest time of the year. Right now, the markets that are on fire is Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Wicker Park, Bucktown, Westtown, parts of West Loop, and Logan Square. Those ones we're seeing a lot of multiple bids on. What's the best strategy for sellers who will likely be in a multiple bid scenario? Price it right. Price it at or slightly below market. I'm telling you right now, it's scary. You get a little nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. But if you price it there, you will sell for more than what your property is worth. The biggest problem people are having right now is they're seeing, hey, John's place sold at 5 1/4. Let's ask 575. They undersold their property. Did they? Did they undersell their property? Maybe they could have got 530, but they couldn't have gotten 575. And then you list at 575, then you drop down to 550, then you drop down to 5 1/4, and you sell at 515. If you would have listed at 5 1/4, maybe you would have sold at 550. Who knows? People love what they can't have. We are prisoners of the moment society where we have to have what we can't have. So if there's more than one bid on it, you're probably going to do better than you would have had it have not been multiple bids. Is there a particular day of the week that's best to list for multiple bids? There was a stat a while back that said Fridays are the best day to list. I completely disagree. I love listing Monday, Tuesdays. That's what I like to do. I just assume people come back from work or, everybody lives for the weekend. How many people are like, hey, it's Friday, like we're excited, or Wednesday's hump day. So I think like Monday, people come in and they're depressed. They're like, shit, this is my life. This is what I do. I sit here. And I'm going to go on Zillow and browse for some properties. It's like that Saturday Night Live ad with that the new sex is over and looking at properties is hot. And I feel like that's what happens Monday night. People get ready. They start looking at homes. So listen to Monday, Tuesdays. That's what I like to do. Get people prepared for the week. Is it worth doing open houses when you likely will get multiple bids anyways? Yeah. This is what every agent's doing on these ones. They're saying like, hey, first showing Saturday, 12 to 1:30, highest and best is due by Sunday morning. So listen, it's a great strategy if it works. When it doesn't work, you look like an asshole. But that's a good strategy. What are sellers looking for when viewing multiple offers at once? I mean, terms, price, usually price. And then, there's the X factors, who the agent is, lender, stuff like that, but it's usually price. How can you set yourself apart? You can do a lot of stuff. You can waive your mortgage contingency, which means it's not contingent on a loan. You can pay cash. You can take it as is. You can try to close as quick as possible. You can write a letter. Those are mainly the things that you can do. What is as is? As is means that you're taking the property as is. Means that you have the right to get an inspection, but you can't ask for any items after the inspection is done. You can either move forward or cancel the deal. If you're writing a multiple bid, let me tell you right now. I'm going to tell you this again, okay? This is a must. If you're writing a multiple bid, you have, underlined it, have to take it as is. Because let me tell you something. If there's 3 bids and you are the highest and you win and you didn't take it as is and you do an inspection and you try to ask for anything back at the inspection, the cocky agent on the other side is going to be like, hey, listen, no big deal. You want to ask for anything? We're just going to cancel this contract and go with the backup offer. Because the minute there's 3 bids on a property and you win, 2 of the people that lost, one of those guys that lost is pissed as shit that they didn't raise an extra $5,000. So now they've raised their offer and they're sitting in the weeds waiting for you to ask for anything. And then you ask for something, they kill the deal, they take the backup offer. So it makes no sense not to ask, put as is in your multiple bid to make your property, your contract look stronger, because no matter what, you're not getting shit back anyways. So it's just like a no-brainer. As is. Do an as is offer. I'll tell you right now, you take anything out of this, no matter what, every time you write a multiple bid, you make it as is. What are the risks? There is no risk. We're in Chicago. All the laws protect you. So you do a property inspection, the place looks like shit, and the place is going to fall apart. You kill the deal, you lose nothing. Okay, at least you got the property, but you lose nothing. No risk at all. It's foolish not to do as is in multiple bid. That's a must. What are the most attractive parts about an offer other than price? Cash. There's so many other factors. I think a million of these things ask about it, so I'm not going to go into too much details, but price is usually number one. It's 90% of what it is. Does the highest bid always win out? Not always. I mean, I've won a lot of places that we weren't the highest, but we're $550 cash, and somebody's $555 with a loan and like a ton of contingencies. So it's not always priced. 10% of the time, there's a little bit of a difference. Why are cash offers so attractive? You have nothing to lose. There's a huge crutch in a mortgage contingency. If there's a reason a deal's going to die, it's because of the mortgage. If somebody loses their job, they get their money back. If the place underappraises, they get their money back. If the place, for whatever reason, the building doesn't get approved and you can't get a loan, they get their money back. So cash is always king. I'll always take 5, maybe even 10,000 less if it's cash. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a slip. You could go to bed, wake up, and know that deal is going to happen if it's cash. What's that worth to you? You're super loaded. Is $5,000 worth it to make sure that, this guy, you're literally, when you take a loan offer, you're sitting on pins and needles till 3 days before close, whether you're moving or not. You got cash the minute attorney review is closed, you're sitting back. You don't give a shit if it doesn't close. You just kept the earnest money. So yeah, it's what's to you, but cash is amazing. What is waiving your mortgage contingency? Waiving your mortgage contingency is as good as cash. It means that this loan is not as contingent on your lending. So if your loan dies, you get your money back. I think if you're buying a place that you think is easily going to appraise out and you think, hey, there's no way I'm not going to get a loan, then I would waive my mortgage contingency. You'll definitely win out against everybody else without a mortgage contingency if the prices are very close, because it's as good as cash. To me, you got to have a little bit more balls to do it. But I'll tell you, if you know you're not losing your job and you know that place is going to appraise out, do it. Do all cash offers affect the seller in any way? Yeah, it's comfortable. We just talked about this. It makes them feel comfortable. Do you have any memorable multiple bid wars you've won for clients? I have so many. I can't even think about how many I've had that I've won that were memorable. I'd probably say there was one where the couple, the wife's name was the same as the seller's wife's name, and their kid was the same name as the seller's kid. And we were like $15,000 lower than the highest bid. But the sellers chose our offer solely because she felt that it was the same exact family moving in, and she was super emotionally attached to the property. And it was only like a $500,000 place. So that's like a 1 in 1,000 type scenario you see. I have a lot of stories like that, but that was a nice one. It was a feel good, kind of like rom-com moment that we saw. Any wild multiple bid offer stories? There's more than a count. There really is. There's nothing that I remember. Actually, yeah. Let's talk about one. It just came to my head. We had one in Tri-Taylor where we were getting. I actually didn't think the place was priced that well. We got it. I'm like, this is a 50-50 shot at sells. Day one, we go on the market. We had over 90 showing requests. We got 18 offers. The place went almost like $100,000 over ask price. And the what people were offering was outrageous. What they were willing to waive. That was the first time I've ever seen something go like really, really batshit crazy. There's no like really crazy story about it other than the fact that like I've never seen that many offers on a property in my life ever. What is an escalation clause? Okay, I personally, on the record, I hate escalation clauses. I think they're a joke. And App Properties and Compass and some of these other companies like live and die by them. And listen, God bless them. They're great companies. I love everybody there. I'm not talking shit about them. I'm saying like they use these like regular. Okay, but like I do not like them. The reason I don't like them is it's a principle fact to me. Escalation clause means that you're willing to pay more money than the next offer if the next one goes there. Meaning that if you offer $550, you can say we'll offer $550 with an escalation up to $570. $1,000 offer over any offer up to $570. Meaning that if somebody offers $560, your offer is then $561. Okay, so you offer $550, you have an escalation clause, $1,000 over any offer up to $570. You're essentially going all the way up to $571. Now, I will tell you, up to $570. I will tell you, I hate them because if you're willing to pay $570, give them the $570. If you're only willing to give them $570 because somebody else gives it to them, it drives me crazy. I know what you're thinking on the other side. Well, I could save $9,000 if somebody's only willing to give me $561, and then I only had to go to $562 rather than $570. Sure. I mean, listen, that's a very logical way to look at it. Personally, I just can't stand the fact that you're not willing to put your money where your mouth is. You're saying like, I'll only do this if somebody else does that. That's what you're saying. You're like, I will do this, but only if somebody else does. I try not to accept escalation clauses on my listings because the people who usually submit escalation clauses, by the way, are usually the most difficult buyers on the properties. They just have that mentality. They have an escalation mentality, and they're weaker people. That's why I look at it. It drives me nuts. And I know people are going to be very upset that I say that, but I will tell you, I cannot stand escalation clauses. How often do I see those? All the time. I see them all. I probably, if I have multiple bids, 50% of the time, somebody comes in with an escalation clause. And I tell them to man up. That's what I tell them. And I tell my seller. Most of the time, my sellers agree with me. They're like, why the hell would this guy only pay if somebody else pays it? Tell me what they really want to offer. Tell them to put their fucking money where their mouth is. That's the way I look at it. I get fired up over these things. They drive me nuts. Tell them what you want to offer. Don't tell me you're only going to offer what somebody else is going to offer. It's stupid. Texas two-step. That's what it is. Half in, half out. Does the lender matter? Lender totally matters. You give me, if I have two offers, both are at $550. I keep using $550, but the number comes in my head. Both offers at $550. One's Quicken Loans. One's a very well-known lender. Yeah, I'm going to go with the very well-known lender all day. Quicken Loans, bottom of the pile. I'll tell you right now, Better.com, terrible lender. There's a lot of lenders out there that are literally atrocious. And I don't want to I don't want to take that offer because I know that there's a 25% success, 25% chance that deal is going to die. Do you know else what happens with the lender? Have your lender call the agent. I'll tell you guys right now, and I might get into this, but nobody ever calls. Your lender calls me up, tells me this guy's golden. I ran his credit. I know this guy's good. He's going to get a loan. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to lean heavily on that offer. I'm going to be like, these guys are golden. The guy fucking called me up. You know what happens most of the time in a multiple bid? I'm chasing the lender down like, hey, John Smith. No, it's John Smith. No, in Chicago, John. I'm like chasing him down. The lender has no idea who I'm talking about. He's like, oh, yeah, I pulled his credit like 6 months ago, maybe. It's like, yeah, okay, well, I don't have, and then my seller's like, well, do you have much confidence in their loan? I don't know. The lender didn't seem to have much confidence in it. I mean, so I can only portray the information that's given to me. So if I'm giving a shitty, pre-approval letter, I call the lender. The lender has no idea who I'm talking about. And it's some no-name lender that I've never heard of, right? Let's put that. That's one situation. And then there's another offer on the table. I call the guy up. The guy's like, oh, yeah, John Smith. The guy's great. You know me. We've closed X, Y, and Z together. I've ran all of his credit. He's really good. I'm very confident in this project that he's offering on. I've already written like 10 deals in the last 12 months. Like, we're going to get this done. Who would you choose? Price is the same. I'm going to go with the lender that's better. This guy didn't even know who the hell his client was. The other person just walked me through how many deals he's done in the building. I mean, that's a huge factor, guys. The team you hire is going to ultimately reflect who's going to win and who's going to lose. I super heavily lean on the lender and agent, more than you would think. I'll take a lower offer for a better lender. Okay. I get in these tangents. I get all worked up on this. What can agents do to prepare clients for multiple scenarios? You got to move fast. You got to move fast. I can't even just a A lot of agents are super lazy. So it's like day one, they get an offer, it's done. And you know what? Let me back it up. It's not just agents, it's sellers. You got 2 kids, okay? You cleaned up your house. You fucking hate people coming through. It's COVID. You don't want them in. You don't want anybody in your house. Day one comes in, 6 groups come through. You're listed at $600,000, change the price. And somebody gives you $620 cash as is, close in 3 weeks. You're done. That's it. Yeah, what's the point of going through the weekend? You just got 20 over ask. They can now stay in the property. It's minus 5 degrees outside. Then they're going to find a place to go. They're done. So yeah, I prepare my clients by being like, hey, listen, if you like something, we got to see it that day, make an offer that day. If you're not willing to do it, it is what it is. You'll get there. But I tell my clients, you better get ready. And the problem is a lot of buyers, they don't have their expectations set. Do personalized letters really help? Yeah. I just told you a scenario where they do. Listen, if it's the same price or like within a couple grand, and your letter really strikes somebody, and it's an emotional property for that seller, you're going to win because of it. Now, again, 70, 80%, maybe 90% of the time. No, 90% of the time, it's about the money. 10% of the time, you can win because of that. It's a chance. It's a 10% chance. It's better than nothing. I mean, listen, it takes you, 10 minutes to write a letter? Why not do it? The as-is and the letter are just no-brainers. You just do it. You just don't know why. Maybe that's why you win. But I like to give myself every single chance possible to win. If I put every single best foot forward and give myself the best chances, I'm always going to win. So those are 2 factors you have to do. Are multiple bids real? Do brokers lie on these? Fuck yeah, they lie. They lie all the time. Brokers are full of shit, okay? They're going to tell you, oh, we got a second showing tonight, 6 o'clock. Or yeah, I got another offer on the table and they don't. I could tell when somebody's a liar. I'm very good at reading people. Have I probably had, my hood pulled over my face? Sure. I'm sure it's happened. But I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of times where I just know a broker's full of shit. And I'm like, no problem. You got multiple bids? We'll wait it out. 9 times out of 10, broker calls me the next day. Hey, is your client going to offer? Well, why would my client offer? Right? You got multiple bids on this property. What the hell do I care? We're gonna buy something else. Then they're calling me again. Well, guess what? She doesn't got shit. She's making up some scenario about how Steve's friend now, they made an offer, but they pulled it. Blah. I'm like, you're full of shit. You never had an offer. Let me tell you, we should play this clip. This is what we should do to make sure multiple bids are real. It's super easy, and nobody wants to agree to do this. You have a multiple bid. The managed broker has to sign a simple, our association just create a simple stock plate thing that's on CAR's website that would say, I, so-and-so, the managing broker of the company, have seen more than one offer for X property. Signs it through DocuSign. Takes 5 seconds. DocuSign now has a link through text message. Click the text, boom, it's signed. That's it. All it's saying is that this guy's personally seen, the guy that runs the company has seen that there's more than one offer. That's it. I'd feel more comfortable. I'd be like, yep, they're not full of shit. It wouldn't delay anything. Now, I know what some people are going to say, and one of the reasons people are against it, not everybody's got DocuSign, nobody's good with technology. Listen, if you can't keep up with technology, get out of the business. If you have to hand sign something or fax it to me, then you don't belong here. That's not my problem. Follow the rules. The rules should be managing broker signs off saying there's more than one offer. It's a fair playing field. You want to not look like used car salesmen, guys? Have that. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to start that. I think I'm going to start having something saying that I've seen more than one offer in case anybody ever asks, and I'll sign off on it. And I encourage all the other managing brokers out there to follow this trend. It's a super easy way to do it. It's going to make people look at real estate agents as a lot more ethical and have a lot more respect for us. And I think that's something we should start to do. Are some agents better at handling multiple bid scenarios than others? Yeah, absolutely. You're a seasoned agent. I do at least, I'm looking at the board right now. We've sold 93 properties year to date. We're first week of February, okay? I probably see 1 to 2 multiple bids, every other day. Yeah, I'm going to handle it a lot better than somebody who's done 4 deals this year. Yeah, definitely. The suburb brokers who weren't even used to multiple bids, and now they're doing multiple bids, they're flustered, they're having nervous breakdowns, etc. It's like some people in war run towards the bullets, and some people run away from the bullets. Now, listen, I'm not saying I got the balls run towards the bullets, but I'm just using that as a scenario, and the fact that with multiple bids, I'm running towards it. I'm totally comfortable with it. A lot of people aren't. They fold. Now, how are clients winning multiple bids right now? You pull all those things I talked about. As is, pull your mortgage contingency, have the best price, call them up, you'll win. That's it. That's what you got to do. How aggressive do clients need to be to get in what appears to be a seller's market right now? If I'm a seller in a 2 to 12 unit building, I'm rushing to the marketplace. That's what I'm doing. I'm rushing to the marketplace. Can multiple bids go wrong? Yeah. Yes, they can. They could easily go wrong. You could take the offer that's not good, or you could take the offer that's the best there is, and it dies, and you had 2 other offers, and those other 2 people have bought a place or are no longer interested. Guess what? You've lost your mojo. It sucks. It's the worst. It's like you're going at 100 miles per hour, emergency brakes pulled, and the train runs off its tracks. It's hard. I'll tell you, man, it's hard. I've had that happen. I've had it happen a lot. You get 3 offers, you take one, it's the best price, best terms, you know the agent, you know the lender, everything's checking out, guy fucking flakes. I mean, if I could predict the future, I wouldn't be sitting here selling real estate, guys. I'd be sitting on the boat, betting on horses and sports. But, it is what it is. You take a calculated risk. A multiple bid is a calculated risk. That's what it is. You can't predict the future. Have you ever lost multiple bid, and what did you learn from it? Yeah, I lose them all the time. I mean, I'm not God, okay? I can't win everything. I try to win everything, but I can't, okay? There's always going to be somebody bigger, better, and smarter than you. That's just how life is. You got to live with it. The only reason I think I mostly lose multiple bids is because a lot of buyers don't want to go where you have to go. I will tell people, like, listen, property's $550. We need to offer $565. No, property's $550. We need to offer $580 to win. I'll tell you, I'm like, this place is worth $565. That's it. You want to pay $15,000 over ask price, we'll get this property for sure. Or $15,000 over what it's worth, we'll get it for sure. Is it worth it to you? I always tell my clients the facts. Like, listen, here's what it's worth. Here's what you can offer where you're pushing the envelope on like future resale value. And here's where you're just overpaying for it and you just don't give a shit. How much money is $15,000 going to be worth to you 4 years from now when you sell it and you lose it? Is it worth it? If it is, who gives a shit? What's $15,000 to live in a place that you love that you're then maybe going to spend $570 on a place that you kind of like, right? That's the way I look. That's exactly what I tell them. But if $15,000 means a lot to you, then walk from it. I always tell people I don't care what you do with your cash. It's not my money. I'm here to arm you with the tools to make sure that you make an educated decision on whatever it is that you do. And I put that in an email. So if later on they're like, well, you're the one that made me overpay for it. I'm like, no, here's a recap of the conversation we had on the phone. I will arm you with the tools to win. And listen, there's a lot of times too, if I'm in the buyer's shoes, I'm not going to pay $15,000 more than what it's worth. Fuck it. I'll find something else. But sometimes people don't care. At the end of the day, it's not all about money. It's about wanting to live where you want to live. If you're going to live there for like next 10 years, who cares? But that's a personal question. So yeah, what do I learn? I learned that some people just, care a lot about money, which is totally fine and acceptable. Who cares? Listen, guys, everybody's going to have a different comfort level in life. There's red cars, black cars, blue cars. Everybody's got their own opinion. You got to just be okay with that. Have you taken a multiple bid and then it goes, and then it does, and all the others are gone? I think what they're saying is, have I ever taken a multiple bid and the deal died and then all the other backup offers are gone? Yeah, it happens. People get cold feet and then it's done. It is what it is. It sucks. And you lose mojo and your seller screams at you and you get belittled worse than you've ever been belittled in your entire life. And you feel like you're this tall because people hired you, depended on you. Ultimately, most sellers I have depend on what my opinion is. They hired me to do a job, right? I'm here to do a job. They hired me to do it and it failed. Even if it's not my fault. You have to remember, if a deal dies, it's not my fault if the buyer loses their job, right? But at the end of the day, I was hired to do a job and I didn't perform. It's like, I'm Tom Brady and I missed the pass in the fourth quarter to win a game. Like that was my job to complete that pass. It's not my fault the receiver dropped it. My job was to do it. And the sellers are ultimately going to hold you accountable. And that's the job that we have. It sucks. It's the worst in the world. Making people feel like that you're a loser and that you disappointed them sucks. But guess what? It's going to happen to all of us. It's a terrible feeling. It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen to me soon again. And it's just something we're all going to have to live with. How are you managing expectations for clients who aren't getting any offers at all when they're seeing other properties get multiple bids? That's a price issue. If everybody around you is selling and you're not selling, there's something wrong with your property. Now, listen, not everything is multiple bids right now. Multiple bids are hot. They're coming back. I have a lot of listings that are 2 to 12 unit buildings right now. I'm sure some of my sellers listening to this right now and saying like, hey, you're talking multiple bids are norm. Not all of them. We're saying they're coming back with a vengeance. But my expectations would be, listen, if we're 30 days in and we're not steamrolling it on showings, we're going to want to reduce that price. That's a price issue. We want to stay ahead of it. I usually reevaluate price every 21 days. When do you think multiple bids will slow down? June. Mark my words. End of June or end of May, market starts to slow down. January to May, hottest times of the year. Is there a certain number to go over to win? No. There's no certain percentage. People ask me this all the time. What's the percentage over ask price that I'll get it? It's all relative. That's the other thing, guys. Like, you got to feel them out. Is there multiple bids more this year than other, or is this typical? This is typical for us. Actually, it's probably a little bit lower. The suburbs, it's way more, but for here, it's not. Generally, how are you seeing other agents handling multiple bids? I'll tell you. I cannot tell you how often with multiple bids, I think an agent can win a multiple bid. I think who you have as your agent is 95% of the reason of who I'll choose. First off, if there's two offers, using 550 again, they're both 550, and one's an agent I know. He's a top agent in the city. I've done many deals with him. His clients are coached. They're ready to go. And there's another agent that's with the company that maybe, known to meeting people on site or, not a brand new agent. I've never heard of him. I'm going to go with the stronger agent every day. Every single time. I'll encourage my clients to take 5 less. I'll take a lower offer to go with an agent that knows their job than somebody who doesn't know their job. Because guess what? You're going to lose that money on inspections or something else. Or you don't know if it's going to close. I've never met John Smith before. How the hell am I going to know if John Smith's going to close? I got this other guy who I just did 6 deals with, and it was the easiest thing we've ever done because the guy knows what he's doing in his career. That's a big difference. Do you know what else is a huge difference to win a multiple bid, guys? Have your agent call the other agent. Let me say that again. Have your agent call the other agent. I almost never, ever get a call when somebody presents an offer. I can't tell you how often people's offers go to my spam, and I don't even see that they offered on the property and we accept a different offer. Now, I obviously have to resend that to my seller and be like, hey, this was in my spam. We agreed to these people. We could go back to them, etc. So I legally have an obligation, guys. Now, I'm not saying I ignored that and then it is what it is, went into them. I follow the law. I get an offer in my spam. We've already accepted something. I forward it to the seller. I say, hey, guys, this was in my spam. Nobody called me. Nobody texted me. I didn't check my spam the last few hours. How am I supposed to know it's there, right? And I have to do this. Now we're in a position. 99.9% of the time, it's lower than what we did. And we tell the other person, are they willing to go to X price to get it? And they usually say no. But I'm just telling you, think about this. Think about if you're the buyer that's being represented by that agent and all they did was send over an offer. No call, no text, no email. Not like, hey, Matt, it's coming. Expect this is happening. I magically just get offers in my inbox every day of the week. Every day of the week, magically an offer just drops in my inbox. Nobody tells me it's coming. It's just there. Well, what happens if it's not there? What if it's in my spam? Or like Gmail has an all mail function that where it goes your inbox, but they automatically archive it. You got to like sift through your emails. You're somebody like myself that gets 2,500 emails a day. You miss it. I mean, have your agent call the other agent to present the offer. If I'm a buyer, I would say, I want proof. Like, show me a screenshot that you made a phone call to that agent. That's what I would do. Because I'll tell you right now, nobody does it. And if I'm between two offers and one guy's calling me off the hook, making sure, and some agents will be like, oh, I don't want to be annoyed by calls. Grow the fuck up. We're in sales. People are going to call you, okay? I want somebody to call me to tell me that their client wants it. Because guess what? Then I know they want it, okay? If there's an agent who just emailed me over an offer and I never heard from them, and that's the only communication I have, and it's usually some no-name agent with some no-name lender, okay? And my client asked me, which offer would I choose? I'm going to choose the one that's calling me off the hook, right? That means the guy wants it. If nobody's calling me, why would I want to take that offer? What sense does that make? People are depending on you to make a decision. I'm going to take the stronger offer. Sometimes it's a stronger personality in that offer. So hire somebody that's going to fight for you. Don't hire somebody that's going to be laid back on this. Unfortunately in life, guys, in sales, your person has to be aggressive. You may not like the guy, but guess what? You need him to win. And that's how it is. You're not going to go, when you need heart surgery, okay, you're not going to go to the guy that you want to go out to dinner with. You're going to want to go to the guy that's the best heart surgeon because your life depends on it. Well, if your life depends on this property, go with the best guy that's going to represent you, or girl, you know? Get the best representation. Ask your agent, are they going to call and present offers? I think it's huge. I think it's a difference maker. Are there things as a backup offers in Chicago? Yes, but they're not like other cities. Other cities' backup offers are huge. In Chicago, backup offer is essentially meaningless. I've never seen people submit backup offers religiously and like it actually does anything. It's like pretty much a waste of time. Does percent down on a mortgage matter? Yeah. You're 3% down going against somebody that's 25% down and all other things are equal? Yeah, there's going to be a difference there. Is there a certain price point that is getting more multiple bids? Things under $750,000. Those are the ones that are getting more bids. What should people put in these letters that are personalized? Should they submit photos, etc.? I mean, I'd submit everything. I'd be as personal as possible. Tell them why you're living there. Try to find some sort of look up the seller on Facebook, Instagram. Try to find some similarities. When you were looking in the property, see if they went to a college you went to or something like that. Most people kind of display that stuff. Try to get personalized. Leave a connection. Otherwise, you're just a number on the paper. If the letter has something that's personal in it, guess what? They're going to have a connection and maybe want to go with you. Is there any risk to the seller? No. I mean, any deal can die. So there's always risk involved. But, in a multiple bid situation, you're sitting pretty. What does it mean if you aren't getting multiple bids right now? It just means that, not every property in the world is meant to get a multiple bid, guys. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it. Just relax. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. You said in a past podcast that eventually in Q1 there would be more normal to have properties with multiple bids than not. Do you still believe this is true? Yeah. Yeah, there's way more properties getting multiple bids today than there was that aren't compared to fourth quarter. It's not even close. So literally not even close. How are multiple bid scenarios different this year than before COVID? They're not. It's the same thing. Do pocket listings get multiple bids? So guys, a pocket listing is a property that's not currently on the market. And yes, they are getting multiple bids. A lot of agents shop heavily in the pocket game, which we do as well. So yeah, those are also getting multiple bids. Does a broker matter winning? We talked about that. How do you handle frustrated clients who lost out on several multiple bid properties? You got to set the right expectation. Also, why? If my client lost out on 3 multiple bids, we're going to have a talk why we lost, right? Are you not submitting your best offer, right? Is the property listed at $550,000 and you're offering $525,000? It's a multiple bid, and you're sticking to $525. Yeah, you're $25,000 offer off ask price. You're not going to win. If that's who you are, I'm going to tell you you can't be frustrated with me. I can't. The property sold for $570. You offer $525. How's that I can do a lot of things to try to convince people. I can't ask them to eat $45,000. So yeah, we're going to talk about why you're frustrated. Every now and then, every blue moon, we're offering, $580 on $550,000 of properties, and we're getting outbid on all of them. I mean, sometimes it's just bad luck. That's what it is. Sometimes it's just shit luck. But for the most part, it's usually the buyer has to get used to understanding just how crazy multiple bids are. And sometimes I tell a lot of buyers this. Sometimes you got to lose one to understand how it works. I get a lot of people who it is like a $550 property and they offer $525 and it's multiple bids. There's 6 offers and they're like, yeah, I think I offered good. And then they lose and shit, I really like that place. And for some reason, I just didn't comprehend that this would go for so far over ask. And I'm like, yeah, you got to lose one to now get it. So the next one will be a lot more aggressive on. So that's just how it is. On average, how many offers are you actually seeing in a multiple bid scenario? I mean, honestly, most of the time you get 2 or 3 offers. I'm not saying we don't see 10 or 15 or like I said on that one that was crazy, but I'm saying most of the time it's 2 to 3 offers. And most of the time in Chicago, things go $5,000 to $10,000 over ask price. It's not like in Boston or LA where it'll go hundreds of thousands over ask. Most of the time it's a couple grand over. Okay, that's a lot of questions about multiple bids. I think anybody who's wondering about multiple bids, we could not have gotten into more detail on this. So make sure to hit the bell, guys. Tune in to our next episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for listening to Laricy Live. Make sure to tune into our next episode and subscribe to our podcast. Thanks for listening to Laricy Live.